And there, yeah, there's the scene of the crime right there.
That's a long way down.
Yeah, and to land on the brick.
Wow.
And it was 1, 2, 3, and as the fourth person walked out on the deck, it just was gone. The line I've been given, it was $5 worth of lag bolts is what caused it.
Please tell me no one got hurt.
Can't tell you that. The repercussion? Well, bankruptcy. I think it's all gone.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, baby. But if you're going to do it right the first time. Let's get rid of it. How do you do this to a family? Look at the nest. They got a nest of them. Unbelievable. On the money. T3.
My hero!
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
You like it?
Oh, do I ever? My house has always been so important to me. I've always enjoyed decorating it. I work hard, so when I came home, once I got home, I was me. I could be myself in my house. The kitchen table's renowned for people coming over and sitting around the kitchen table and enjoying themselves, having something to eat or having a drink. But there's a lot of passion in my house.
St. John. Everything is siding, old houses, no primer, gotta love it. Here we are in St. John. I come down to help a wonderful woman. A second-story deck installed by a contractor. Marlene?
My hero!
How you doing?
My hero!
Nice to meet you. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, let's go in your house.
Thank you. The only thing I wanted on the deck is I wanted it to be solid so nobody could see me when I was sitting in there. And I wanted to be this high so I could lean against it with my arm. So those were the only, and room for 2 chairs and a table. And other than that, I didn't care.
We have 2 ways of doing it. 1, you can lever into the house for structural support. 2, the other choice, vertical structural support from underneath.
I have my shoes lined up for you, Mike.
Oh, I'll tell you, it's a shoe shelf, that's for sure.
Never an issue, never a problem. I mean, I had many, many parties. I had a big party here, and there must have been 10 of us on that deck at one point. There just was never an issue with the deck.
Now, I'm told that a contractor came in, built a second-story deck, and you were on the deck and it fell.
3 of my 3 best friends. It was Father's Day last year. It was Sunday, and we all just tended to gather after supper. Everybody called, and they were coming over, the 3 girls. And we were sitting in the living room, and we had been painting on the fence the day before, Heather and I. So as they were leaving, we all walked out to look at the sunflowers. And so we were just walking on the deck to have one quick look, and everybody was going home. So it was just a matter of 1, 2, 3. I was the second person out. Heather walked out the 4th, and then that was it. I have no memory of the fall. I have no memory of the crash. I don't have any memory of the sound.
The floor of that deck was 17 feet off the ground. That's a long way down.
So it dropped from this corner, and then I think one of the supports caught it, and it did a 180 flip over. Now Sue, because she was the first one out there, and she had walked out, and she immediately just had her hands on the railing.
She comes off the deck and lands on the ground. The deck comes down on top of her. She thinks she's gonna die.
She was just calling out, "I'm gonna die, somebody help me, I'm gonna die."
They're all lying there. There's no one there to help them. There's no one there to save them. Someone's gotta get up and call 911. They're calling out for people. Oh my God, all I can think of is that moment.
Apparently somebody had heard the noise, but didn't know what it was or where it came from. But when Gail hit the street covered in blood, that's when they knew where it was.
I heard there was broken bones.
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
Hundreds. Sue did fight for her life for quite a while. She was in intensive care. They had to replace her shoulder. Her shoulder was smashed, so they gave her an artificial shoulder. Her back was broken in 2 places. Her pelvis was shattered like a car windshield. We were so lucky that the deck didn't hit any of our legs or arms. It's a miracle that we're all can walk. I had 2 collapsed lungs and broken ribs and subsequently found out that I had 17 other broken bones and fractures in my body.
Imagine if one of them died. All hell would have broke loose in this city just because someone died from a second-floor balcony. But as long as no one dies, it seemed to go away like it was nothing.
I came home after the hospital, and the deck and the debris was still there. I mean, there was still even blood. It's like nothing got cleaned up, and I was left to come home to that. So I had to keep looking at it over and over again.
Look at this.
Little storyboard. We figure we'll have fun with this over
Who did
2
this?
weeks. Oh, we can't tell who does that
Oh
stuff.
my God. Add insult to injury. Even the media got in to say the woman didn't get the permit.
But this is the stuff that happened last year after the accident, like
Okay.
collapsed porch, built without city permit. The owner still responding to calls from the city. It presented an image to the city that this was a slum property, that it was an old porch, that we were out there sitting on there. And, you know, it was far from the truth. And then to have published my name over and over again, that I refused to answer their phone calls when I'm in fact in the hospital with collapsed lungs. And there was the 4 of us when we finally, the first time the 4 of us got together, Sue was still in the hospital. She had spent 6 weeks in the hospital. The engineer's report said that the design of the deck is great. What was wrong is he used 5 leg bolts that were too short, and he pre-drilled the holes, and only one of them had hit a stud. And there was 14 nails, and that's all that held that on for 3.5 years.
1 year later, they're still shook up to the point where one of her friends won't even come to the house. She doesn't want to be reminded of what happened. Have you been back to work? How's the other girls? Are they back to work?
Back to work on a part-time basis.
You?
Me, not back to work at all yet. I haven't been able to work at all for the past year, mainly to the injuries to my hip, my pelvis, and tailbone, because I can't sit for any lengths of time, periods of time. It's also difficult to walk on any angles. I can't wait for the day that comes back that I can wear all my shoes again, because just things like that. You can't wear all your shoes because of the damage that's done.
So this must have hurt you financially.
Oh, it's ruined me financially.
What's happened out of that? Have you done anything? Have you gone to court?
There's all kinds of lawsuits in the works. There's nothing for me personally out of this at all. The 3 girls sue me and my insurance, which
is understandable.
Understandable. They never blamed me. I mean, I put that blame on myself and that guilt on myself for a long time, but
I'm going to bring everybody in. I'm going to get all the right permits. I'm going to do everything I have to do. I've even bringing in my painter to fix the front of your house.
wow.
And he's really good. You're gonna love him too. I think
Okay.
you're gonna love everyone.
Oh, I do already.
You do already?
You're my favorite.
I think the worst part about this is the guy that built it in the first place gets away with everything. Now there's legal battles of insurance companies and everything else, and in a way I understand it, but will they ever forget this? Not a chance in hell.
We know somebody saved us that day. We all say it was because it was Father's Day. We felt it was our fathers watching out for us. I know we're gonna work well together.
I think so. And you like to hug a lot. I like that
I do
too.
like to hug.
That's how I get paid.
I need a lot of hugs.
I'm gonna get rich from this one.
Once I got the word on Homes coming, that's when I knew that there was a hope.
We got a lot happening, so they're gonna drop it out front.
Yeah.
Let's start taking this deck apart. I wanna take the top boards off so we can line them in the back and put the cedar on top.
Okay.
Now we're talking environmental. You know what that means? They separate the stuff, they recycle it. That I like. Well, this one's really simple. Obviously, we're gonna build a first-story deck here and then above a second, and we're gonna structure it up with A 16-foot 6x6. I'm gonna have it on a concrete. You ever seen the Bigfoot?
Yep.
Okay, so we need to dig down. We're gonna have 3 of them. We're gonna have another 6x6 up as a security post and rail for the first story deck. We're gonna have a third one approximately right here going up to support the second story deck. So I would love to pull out anything that we can reuse. I just don't want to throw things out if we don't have to.
All right.
I get the guys on it?
Let's go.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So here's where we need to start. Everything's going to be based on the upper floor deck because it's all based on 12 feet wide. Maximum span on our 6x6s will be 10'3". That is code.
Yeah.
So we want to keep that span. So let's not judge it by the bottom. We can tell the door's slightly to the right more of this plan.
Yeah.
So if we calculate everything based on this point, that way we'll get the lift, clean this up, bring the lift in, get up there, measure out, drop our bob line down, mark our first post.
Okay.
That will set the rest of the posts in place.
All right. Good?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my God, look at the foundation. Look at the wall.
What do you see?
It comes straight across and curves right out. Look at it. There's a great point of view right here. That's got to stick out 1 foot. Interesting. But the siding is pretty good. This is unfortunate. Looking down the foundation wall, we can see how bad that foundation curves out at the end. Just by standing here, I'd say it's a good 12 inches. But as I stood on the other side, I looked across the bottom of the shingles here, and it looked fairly true. So I'm going to take my reference point off of the cedar shake, come out, line my 6x6s up perfect, and then build back to the house.
Okay, that's right on there.
Okay. I don't leave a lot of stair room. It's probably about 5-foot stair run down. So I'm seeing this in my head, and I don't know if I like the stairs here. For 2 months, we've been planning this. I've never seen it before, okay? So what I'm looking at is pictures of the house. My people came in, took pictures. From that, the plans were drawn up. Then they're submitted for permits. Everything's done for when we come here, we're ready to play. I look at the plans, I figure out from my height, my tread run coming down here is gonna make me too tight to this wall. We make them steep. I don't like steep. I can steepen the stairs. I don't want to steepen the stairs. I want to make it safe. We do have women living here, and I'm going to make proper stairs. Just come straight off the door, because if I do that, I can extend the bottom just a bit, give her more of a nice bottom decking. I have to be able to quickly change my thinking here, redo the plans. Now I'm going to have the stairs come off the deck near the door. What the hell is that? Oil tanks in the basement, fills in the front. This used to be the coal chute right there. So what the hell is that?
That this happened in my home, affecting my 3 closest friends and myself. I lost all feeling of safety and trust.
That's right, outside nail, 2 3/4 centered. There's many things we have to take into account here. Not only the existing, which is out. That's easy to work around. We're going to dig big holes. These 6x6s must be on the money, so we have to take our time to make sure that string line comes across, find center in each one of them. Once I pull these pins and he gets on that tractor to dig these holes, where did it go, right? We have to be able to locate that. Come back, yes, you're good. Move it 6 inches this way and get exactly where I want that. Good. Yep. I'm doing a reference point centered to my 6x6 post. So when he's digging, we know we're staying on this line. Because these are so close, we're gonna dig a trench right here, place our big feet in. I love that, big feet. Backfill it with the earth. Pour the concrete after the inspector says it's deep enough. All right, let's dig. What the hell is that? I don't think it's... I think it could be conduit. Let's just be careful around it. You haven't damaged it. I think it's electrical. I'll check into it. Wow, how they used to build them. I can't believe the height of this ceiling here. All new plumbing for the hot water rats. Gotta love how they did this though, years ago. Look at the wood's right over the earth, eh?
No. We had an apartment down here.
130. There was an apartment down here?
In the 60s or 70s, she said. There's a tenant living down here.
You notice there's no mold?
No. Now, what would that have been?
That's a good question. I'd say that's water. I'd say it's old water. Can I open this?
Yeah.
Is there any money in here?
What is that?
That's an old dead mouse.
That's great.
It's not a pipe hole, that's a mouse hole. No, there's no sign of any pipes. They said specifically there is nothing back here. We had them here this morning.
Yep.
New furnace, water, tie over, oil tank, new oil tank. Very good. New water pipe.
There we go.
And we are to the front. As far as I'm concerned, that is nothing. I checked the backyard. It was solar lighting. It wasn't electrical. We do see that line in the floor, and I'm going to assume it's an old line. Here's the question. Is it still usable? Doesn't make sense. We're good on the depth. We'll just bring her back. That's perfect. Gentle. I didn't bother cutting this out. We were able to dig around it. I don't know what the hell it is. More than likely it's nothing, but I'm not going to worry about it.
What's the grade there? See that?
That's good. That's good. Start backing it in. You're in all the windows. You got to be careful. They're watching.
This is concrete time. Get our post done. It's the beginning of our structure. It's great. From here on, we build off. It's the beginning of everything, man. Heads up.
Go, Katie, go, go. Okay. Let's take that off, trowel it off. Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
This is a major can of worms. The more we pull off, the more that we're gonna bring this and have to rebuild the corner. Any of the loose stuff will take off, and we'll work around it, because I do not want to be digging down and doing a whole new foundation on this house.
You do whatever you want to do, I'll do whatever you need me to do. You, I trust.
As I drive around St. John, what do I see? Almost every home has wood siding. It's an old area. That's how they did it years ago. There's not that many brick homes here. You would think that a painter, and there's gonna be a lot of them here, knows how to paint a home.
Well, I hired this painter. He came to my house, and we drew up a contract and had a good handshake on it. The main concerns I had were my bricks, to make sure that there was no paint on my brickwork, and that all my shrubs and my trees and everything around here were not destroyed by painting. April, we signed the contract, and he started power washing the paint off in April. The job, actually, even though it's only a 3-sided house, wasn't finished till about the 15th of October.
The painter makes a mess all over the paver stones downstairs.
Cleaned his brushes back in one of my shrubs in my garden bed, and the paint's all over the fence.
Marlene says, hey, are you gonna finish it? 1. Are you gonna clean up the paving stone? 2. Oh, no problem. Everything's no problem. No problem, no problem.
The front of the house, he painted when there was still water. The wood was wet.
The representative from the painting company came in. He's got a moisture meter. He sticks it in the wood. He says, you can't paint over this. He paints over it.
So that paint and the paint on the deck itself all started coming off within 3 weeks.
She owes him about $800. At the end of it, he says, I can't clean the pavers. He also says, I'm taking you to court for the money.
I lost everything. The guy ended up having a $1,500 judgment against me.
He didn't clean it. He's charging more money than the contract states, and he wins.
And I was like, this can't be happening.
Marlene's tough. She takes it higher.
And we have a full trial. And as it stands now, he has a judgment against me for $59.73. And I have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damages.
Come on. This is where the old window is that we saw downstairs. See the round brick pattern here? The mortar has completely fallen out. I've already hit this area.
Right.
So we gotta be so careful. We'll have to pull this out. We'll have to repoint. This is a can of worms. I'm not kidding you. Look at the mortar. It's just deteriorating. We're gonna take it off, but we're gonna be very careful. If we don't fix this now, within the next many years, they're gonna have to actually dig a big hole around here, support the structure in downstairs, pull out this foundation and get in, repair the whole area. You could pull out the brick, put in new brick. Keep the heritage, keep the way it is. But if we don't stop the water from coming in and freezing and keep breaking this and deteriorating all that mortar that you see, if we don't stop that, this is just gonna keep crumbling. Shows you how important it is, maintenance. Just your foundation alone around your house, how important it is to maintain it and keep the water from getting in and freezing.
What we're doing is we're putting a primer on here that will allow the concrete and parging concrete to adhere to the wall. So the surface will become really sticky and the concrete will adhere to that. And then we'll be able to parge over after, because right now we're gonna be filling in all these cracks with hydraulic cement, which is gonna dry really fast. Then we'll cover up the hydraulic cement one more time, same stuff.
Oh, I've never seen parging with gloves before. That's awesome. Imagination. Why not use the gloves? There's no real secret. Using the right products, the right mix, and just work it in. You want to get it on there and you want it to stick. Go so far, then we can tool it once it starts to dry. This one will come up and start making it circular and making it look really good. Now, it's a shame the wall is not perfectly smooth. I mean, we can keep putting on layer after layer, but instead, what we'll do is just take some burlap, and just round it out, and all we're doing is texturing the front, and this will help even it and give it a nice finish so it looks good.
Thank you very much. You both made them?
Yeah.
Are you the neighbors?
Yeah.
Which side? Are you the one in the window over there?
Yeah.
Taking
I'm the one
pictures?
in the...
You have the best view in the house, don't you?
Yeah. Of course I do.
It's been a difficult year. You find out who your true friends are. But it's been strangers that have done more for me than I can say. Like, just having you guys here is amazing.
Here we are in St. John. I come down to help a wonderful woman. A second-story deck installed by a contractor. Unfortunately, 4 women, a few years later, step out on that deck, and it falls approximately 17 feet to the concrete below.
When it came down, one of the supports caught on the brick, and then the deck did a 180 and flipped right upside down. We have a lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries.
They're still shook up, to the point where one of her friends won't even come to the house. She doesn't want to be reminded of what happened. They're out of work, they're out of money, they're out of luck.
Unfortunately, I was in a car accident in March, and we were rear-ended on the interstate, and I re-broke my pelvis and my tailbone. So I'm sort of back to healing again. So it sort of set me back for a while.
We are using a latex product, never using oil. on brick, you want the moisture and stuff to wick out of the brick, and you want it to breathe. So we use a latex primer, a latex top coat. On the wood, we're going to use an oil-based primer because we have to have better adhesion. Latex primer is not the best thing to use for wood, especially in a damp climate like this. This wood's pretty old. It's got a lot of resins that are coming out now that we've removed the paint. We want to seal all that. Oil-based primer is the best way to go. Stain killing, adhesion. We'll go with the latex top coat over that.
Normally we're going to use about a 4 or 5 foot platform, but I wanted one scaffold set up that I could build around it, and then once I've got my structure up, I can take this down. I'm going to remove the metal, remove the caulking. Some fine gentleman came in afterwards because after the deck fell off, supposedly there's a couple of holes in the wall. The driving rain came in, and she was saying that she was flooding in the kitchen. I will remove this. I'll take a look at what happened. We know the floor joist inside here under the door. There's the baseboard heater, which is water. Underneath that is the floor joist. So we know the floor joist is approximately here. I have calculated everything to tie into floor joist. So when I bolt, I'm anchoring into something that is secure and strong. As you can see, what we did is we cut out the cedar shingles across the top. So one, we could get a nice level surface in here. I will repair the shingles from underneath. First, I will caulk that. We put in a flashing, which we can see up in here. Once we repair all these shingles, it'll be watertight. In behind it is a tar paper, so wherever he's drilled a hole, we'll make sure we make that area watertight. Even if we use a PL Premium, something like that, it'll totally work. Now I'm gonna leg it into the floor. One thing I know about this drill, it's an impact cordless, I love it, is that it's biting through. I pre-drilled about 4 inches in. I'm using an 8-inch leg. So as it goes in and I bite structure, you can feel it. And it's actually slowing this down and then torquing itself in. That one bolt has probably made this stronger than that other deck, period. Love it. It looks like I'm using a lot of bolts. If you remember on the other deck, I used 5, right? I've used 4 in this location. We're getting total, we're gonna have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 bolts on a 12-foot run. It's not going anywhere. I've used a 2x8 on top of the scaffold to help support the floor joist until we get the 6x6 with the support beam in place. We've cut a saddle support in the top of the 6x6, which will be bolted later with the beam itself. But I need to level across to the other side to get a level marking so I can cut the other one. We're gonna get up and on top of this one, good. This is just temporary, things I have to do to set the level of the other 6x6. No, I'm happy with that. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Petey. Okay, put her on top of the lift, please. Okay, bring her up. Somebody come over and hold this pole, please.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's good.
Well, our structure's almost up. We're going to get the end plate on, which will allow us to really adjust and strengthen the bottom. I've put a couple of tacking screws in it so it doesn't go anywhere, but I've got to set the top square, see if I've got to actually move this beam, the support load underneath, to keep square with the structure, because everything's 12 feet. As soon as we got this done, we're done for the day. I am square. Before we start, I would like to introduce the one and only Kevin, the Handyman Challenge Superstar winner.
Kevin! Kevin, yeah!
How you doing, guys? Kevin has just agreed to come in and give us a hand on this one. He's volunteered for the day, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to meet everyone and work for the day with us.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Mike, for bringing me down.
So if we get all the 4x4s in and then we do a 2x4 top rail, we're nicely secured within the zone to start decking the top. This will be underneath the 2x6, then we're gonna go vertical with 2x4. We're gonna tag it in this way, plate it with a top 2x6, which ties everything in. This vertical, the bottom vertical, will hold our 2x2s from the inside and not the outside. By putting the 2x2s on the inside, it stops anybody from falling out. We can still make it look good from the inside,
sure.
but by putting them on the outside, if anyone fell against it,
You're holding on the screws alone.
that's right, you're going down.
Battery!
We've cradled our two 2x10s, which is the beam that supports all this structure, based off the 6x6 cradling it in position. Now it's required to put in 2 bolts. Even though this is glued and screwed and even screwed into here, it's not enough. By bolting it, we know it's never gonna go anywhere. Much better. Do we have a charged battery?
Battery!
Mike came up with a good idea going on a 45-degree angle. So what Kevin and I have done here, we're going to cut a 45 on one side, bring it past over here, and I'll just mark it to get a nice accurate cut for our first board. And then we can start branching off here and start going across. That'll give us enough lumber for both decks.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna have our 2x10 in here. We're gonna notch it in 3 inches so we have a double 2x10, much like we did up there. We also bolt this in place. We'll have a 2x8 on top of that. So if we have our beams in on this side and our 2x8 overrides here and holds the weight load. So 2x8 up, floorboards gives me top height here, comes across perfectly to approximately here, 1 step in.
Step down.
Nice. Oh, I'm on it. And to be precisely on the money, to hang that laser level on the wall over there, mark it from my first cut directly over to this cut. You just can't get any better than that. It's perfectly level. Remember, the ground's not level. Can't measure up. Measuring down, I could have. It's way up there. I've got braces in my way. Set up the laser level. Kid stuff. Okay, so we're just... That is on the money. Up above is cedar, and we can see that. That's great. Down here, you're not going to be able to see underneath it, right? So I'm going to use the pressure treated. We'll top the top board, skirt it on the outside with cedar, and you won't even know. That's teamwork. Perfection.
Breakfast, reads Sunday paper, washes her clothes, irons, mends, cleans, and presses. Has sandwich dinner at home and listens to the radio. Retires exhausted to plan for another week of no real fun. 1947, How to Be a Lady. It didn't work.
Well, what I'd like to do is get all my angles in because I want an L on the top. We're going to L the bottom. We're going to do, since we have enough of the 2x6s, complete vertical 2x6s. Put a 1/4 inch spacing just to allow a little bit of light in, but a whole lot of privacy. You're all worried about those screw holes.
Ah.
Now we're going to skirt all the way around, and we're going to do our 2x6 top plate. This is so strong, and I haven't even plated the top yet. Unbelievable. So I'm told that's the Bay of Fundy in the distance there where we see the ships. That's a nice look from here. I mean, it's obviously we see the buildings and other houses, but that's why she wants it private up here.
I need to space out all the way around so it doesn't crack.
As you can see, he's notched it around. So
Yeah.
we've got a both right and left border, and then all our 2x6s will run into it. And then I'm gonna face the front, face the sides, As soon as we've done that, I want you to get on the stairs, Pete. So what we'll do is we'll work together on our height, on how far we're gonna be out. So once we've got that, the first stringer's done, we're gonna bring it out, we're gonna pull up the stones, we're gonna get that concrete in. We have to get that concrete in before we leave today. Let's go, let's go. Okay, dig that down at least a foot. Yep. And let's pour that concrete. Let's get someone ready on the concrete. This is what I call a floating form. Wunderbar. Well, we made sure we had enough time to complete this, that it wasn't an issue for having to stay overtime. All we have to do is the landscaping, the last little finishing on the deck. The rails are going up, the stairs in place. Probably, it's 11 o'clock now. I would say around 4 or 5 will be completely done. Get a glass of wine and take her through. I think she's gonna need that glass of wine. This looks like an oasis.
It is, and what we decided to do was keep it really simple, low maintenance, but really fun. After meeting her, realized that she might want something a little bit trendy.
What's this thing?
That is a dwarf Japanese juniper tree form, and this is a purple corkscrew hazel, and these are groupings of bearded iris, and some planters with lavender and that sort of thing. So we're just going to keep with a little zen type of theme. So.
I love it. That's
yeah,
just going to make this deck stand right out.
It's going to look great.
Building stairs is easy. You just need the formula. We want to make sure that we do not exceed 7 7/8 on the height. We are around 7 3/16, which is just perfect for your natural foot. It's nice and simple to actually lay it down, screw it all together, pick it up, put it in place, rather than trying to lay out the stringers. It just makes it easier. That's our angle. The 4x4 will sit right over top. We'll sand it all down so it's smooth to the hand. 4x4, 6x6 is the bulky look. I like it. Faster we get this stone off the truck and back in place, we're cleaning up and we're out of here, okay?
Let's go, rock and roll!
Imagination, a little bit of PL premium. Look what you get. Not bad.
Not bad.
Bring in the right people, they do the right thing.
You made it right.
Let's go have a drink. I'm gonna get some wine and we're gonna go up on that deck.
Yes, we are.
Okay?
The medical community here is amazed that the 4 of us have walked away from this. I mean, a 20-foot fall landing onto brick. I mean, we're very lucky.
One last little thing. Brian, one of my guys, he's actually the story producer, sent this in for her birthday because Marlene says Brian is her pony. So it was very touching. She said she would love it up on the deck. And I'm thinking by the other trinkets, this is the perfect spot. Let's walk. Looks like the fog is starting to roll in. You believe that? We had 2 weeks of wonderful weather.
Hey, it's St. John.
Unbelievable. For working as hard as we all do, for all the time that we've put in, this is why we do what we do. We stripped a lot of this, and the reason why it peeled off was definitely there was too much moisture in the wood, and they didn't prime it.
Right.
So how important that primer is, that sealer on top of this, but he sprayed everything. And I hope you like the red color.
I love the red door.
I didn't like
the red door.
It was sort of like a poopy brown color. I just didn't.
I love the red door.
Okay.
The house looks beautiful.
Now, as I came in here, there was a lot of your parging, that's your wonderful parging guy that you hired. We actually,
look at it.
Look at it. Yeah, well, this is just this area. That whole back corner there was falling apart. So we took our time, we stripped a lot of it. We used a proper sealer and a very, I don't want to say a very expensive parging mix, but a high quality mix. This is a group effort. This isn't just me coming in here and making it right. This is actually the town stepping up and saying, hey, we're here to help, man, and we're going to help you make it right. That is what's making a difference here. Okay, look at the back.
Wow.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn around and look this way. Now we can look up and we can look way up. How do you like that?
It's beautiful.
It's nice. It's a little bit of love from a lot of people.
It's beautiful.
I like it. How do you like your little rock garden?
Oh, this is awesome.
Come on. You got, they even put in your stone man in the back. Oh, we pulled it up and repaired
I know.
it. You have a proper concrete pad on the bottom.
Wow.
Proper steps, and a whole lot of cedar.
Yeah, I can smell it.
This house is 128 years old. And you can't just plop something on the side of the house, or you can't just do an addition without knowing what you're doing.
Oh, look.
Isn't that nice? I call that the hippie tree, but
No, I like that,
Sandra
a hippie
said
tree.
it was something else, and I already forget the name. But to me, it looks like a hippie.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The rock garden makes it maintenance-free now.
Yeah.
All you have to do is water. Everything is going to bloom inside there.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Want to go on the first-story deck?
Beautiful. Yeah,
Okay, let's go on the first-story deck.
Let's go. Wow. Wow.
So this is, you know, I couldn't leave the other deck. I had to rip this down.
It's beautiful.
But like, I'm gonna build a second-story deck and leave that piece of crap you had up here. I'm sorry. I guess it was good for a while, but it wasn't good enough.
No, it wasn't.
Making it better? There's no other reason to do it any other way but make it better. This is people's money. This is people's houses, their lives. Man, their lives. Now this structure continues up.
Way
all the way up
up.
to incredible structure.
Way up.
That is so well tied in up there. You see all those bolts tied in? They are 8-inch legs, and they've tied right into structure. So not only did we catch the structure of the house to stop anything from even pulling off, we've carried that load straight down to 3 big foot. I call them feet because there's 3 of them, but they're called Bigfoots. Not bad so far?
Wow, not bad. It's beautiful.
You want to go upstairs and see your
Yeah, I do.
deck?
I want on my deck.
Your little privacy area?
My private deck.
She's gone through hell. I mean hell. She has not back to work, pain, suffering. If we can do this one little thing that makes her life better day by day, this is easy.
I've been waiting so long on my deck. My pony.
And your pony's there.
Pony. I've always believed, you know, when God shuts a door, he opens a window, but it's been so friggin' long. It was so shut.
It's not massive,
Oh, it's perfect.
but it's private.
It's perfect.
It's private.
It's perfect.
And you know how strong this is? It'll hold everyone you can put on here. And I mean everyone.
And my friends were so hurt. It's really hard.
I'm happy. Are you happy?
Yeah.
You want to lean out and take a look?
Yeah, I do.
I like it.
Yeah. It's awesome. Wow. It does mean a lot more. It's been a horrible year. This used to be my peace. This is where I was at home, and it all took away.
Just like I promised.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's too bad I didn't set up some chairs and everything for you, but...
That's all right. We need lots of room for
Heather,
everybody
come
to
on
get out there. Here comes Heather.
Gail.
God, it's beautiful. And the deck girls. Wow.
It's back. It's back.
The deck is back. I'm coming back. Thanks to you guys. I am coming back.
After St. John's here.
Through all of this, a very good friend of mine, Graham, just kept telling me to look for the pony. And Brian, your story producer, was my pony. And it just seemed that I got messages, whether it be a voicemail or an email, at the right time. And it was just what I needed. It was like, okay, I can keep going forward. And I received that today from Brian. I miss him here. He's my pony. Mike's my stallion, though.
Like it?
Hey, Kate. Oh, Carlita.
The Croatian sensation.
Peter. Oh, Billy.
You're fogging your glasses up.
It's St. John Fog.
Cheers to St. John.
Cheers
Cheers
to
to
St. John.
Marlene.
Just a deck, boys. You're just making an awful lot out of it, aren't you?
I had a small inheritance. And then we thought, well, hey, we were going to make this addition.
No way. You gotta be kidding me.
Once he started asking for so much money, it just felt wrong.
I want the rest of the money or I'm not coming back. If you don't pay me, I'm not coming back.
Don't let them pressure you. Keep going until you find someone who can help you on your side.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, baby. But if you're going to do it right the first time. Let's get rid of it. How do you do this to a family? Look at the nest. They got a nest of them. Unbelievable. On the money. T3.
My hero.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
You like it?
Oh, do I ever?
Out here in Canmore, where we are right now, the mountains, look at this. There is a boom happening that is unbelievable. There's not enough housing, there's not enough contractors, not enough skilled trades, period, out here.
All the contractors who came and gave us quotes were really nice guys, but they were busy. It's a building boom in town, and this fellow, even though he was busy, he had time. And so we signed the papers and we handed over a substantial amount of money, and the journey had begun.
We're talking about a very simple home here. Actually, the whole neighborhood. The houses are prefab. They crane them in on top of a pressure-treated foundation, which we're not used to, but it's allowed. The drainage in the earth is incredible because there's a lot of stone. Yvonne.
Hi.
You must
Thanks
be
to
Tadashi.
Hi.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Mike. Not too often I take a plane and then drive,
Yeah.
but this is nice.
The one thing about the house when we first moved in is the entrance walked immediately into a very small hallway. And we get a lot of snow here in the wintertime, and then you'd always be walking through a wet hallway to get to the bathroom or the other rooms.
Okay, this is actually a small addition, just this area here.
That's right.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
New entrance, stairs to the basement. The story was easy. 15 by 15 addition to the home, $90,000. That's kind of a lot of money. But I understand out here they're in demand. Okay, but for $90,000, it should be perfect. Wasn't a slow start, I hope. They came in, went crazy, took the deck out, they started digging.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
really excited. We were out there videotaping, all exciting. Watched the big pumper truck come in.
Did you do a lot of taping?
We did a little, yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because
And then
I
as it-
may have to see some of that.
Oh, sure.
Let's walk
Well-
around.
the stairs were originally too short. So you used to come to here and then you jumped to the
Really?
basement. And then they... Project was originally supposed to be finished at the end of January. Then it was supposed to be finished at the beginning of March. Then it was going to be finished in April. Well, now it's June. And there was times where we didn't hear from him for a long period of time.
I noticed you've done ICS, insulated concrete forms. To me, it's what we should be doing. But we are not allowed to leave this exposed. If you ever have a fire and the flames hit it, even though I love this stuff, okay? But if the flames hit it, it lets off toxic fumes that can drop you right on your feet, right off your feet, while I say no. So by code, we've got to cover this up.
Stuff just wasn't getting done. And suddenly he appeared and he was back. And he started asking about a substantial completion payment. When they poured the concrete floor.
He put it in the concrete.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Covered the sill. And we asked at the time, is that okay?
No.
And of course he said yes.
Oh, he said yes.
And we hired another fellow to come in and repair it. This time there were some outstanding issues I wanted dealt with first. I wasn't going to hand over any more money. And he didn't want to deal with them. He said, well, you pay first and then I fix it.
So we have a drain, but we also have a slope coming towards the door. Why is there a hole?
We made the hole.
You made the hole.
The water, it would rain and then it would just puddle like mad. And then it would
wouldn't go down.
Wouldn't go down.
Why is there wood in the ground like this?
We made that so that the rocks wouldn't fall into
Okay.
the pipe, so we could get to the pipe.
And you found the pipe.
Yeah, and then
There's cloth over it and it goes to nowhere. You know what? I would have attached that drain to this drain and then brought it out that way.
this one doesn't work too bad. At least so far it hasn't backed up.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be laughing.
We wanted to be fair to our contractor. If we owed him money, we wanted to pay it to him, but we wanted to protect ourselves.
They talked to the lawyer. The lawyer said, let's put it into trust.
We'll put the money in trust and we'll have a quality surveyor come. He'll check out the work. And if the quality surveyor says, hey, you're at substantial completion, we'll write a check right then and there, you'll get the money.
What was he supposed to do here, over the door?
There's supposed to be a small roof,
Okay, so peaked roof, columns coming off
columns
the
coming
sides.
down.
Okay.
And,
Because you got great run here. Our landscaping comes down this way. This is where we want the water to go. Keep it away from the house.
And we got the report, and the report said clearly, do not pay. It's not at substantial completion.
The contractor threatens to put it to collections, and he does.
First time in our life we've ever had a collections agency called. He was a very nice man too on the phone, very polite.
As they tell the story to the collections company, they say, we put the money into trust. All he had to do was finish the job.
There was dead silence at the other end of the phone. And I said, well, if you have any issues, here's my lawyer's number, call my lawyer. In the drawings it says parging, and we always assumed this was going to be parged like the rest of
your
house. But for some reason he thought this was going to be partially parged and partially sided. So he called the lawyer, and the lawyer sent him the quality surveyor's report, and then that was it. Never heard a thing again from anybody.
I've seen enough. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll get that hood over the stairs for you. I'm gonna snake out those drains, find out where they go, what kind of mess they're in, and what I'm gonna do to fix it. So this is gonna be a lot of A, investigative, B, fix it.
When we do a job, if we do anything, we do it well. And if we promise something, we do it. And no matter what. And I guess we didn't realize other people didn't do that.
Next time, if you need anybody, send me an email. I'll find the good guys, and I'll send you the good guys, okay? You keep smiling.
Thank
I'll see you tomorrow. Don't worry, we got happy tears. I like happy tears.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to meet you
Yeah,
both.
nice to meet you.
This won't take long, okay?
Okay.
We'll be back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Obviously, he used the scared tactics again. We're gonna sue you. We're gonna go to collections. I want my money. I want. But you stood up and said, kiss my butt, you're not getting it. I like that. Very nice backyard. You got the mountain view. I'm totally jealous. I mean, my house, I got a hill. How tall is that? That's the Three Sisters, right?
That's Three
Exactly.
Sisters, yeah.
Yeah. And how tall is that?
How tall they are?
Yeah, about 10,000 feet.
Wow. We pulled down the gate. We pulled down the back stairs. We pulled out this wonderful 6x6 that he had in here and tied it really into nothing, right into the corner. You gotta love that. We've gotta dig this up. We gotta get back down. We gotta make sure. This is the culprit here in the corner. where they've met in with the ICF to the wood foundation, the pressure-treated foundation. They didn't seal that corner, so the water's just coming in. We also want to make sure that we seal this properly on the outside of that ICF. So we're going to dig this all up. We're going to step it back. We're going to make a mess. We're going to clean it up. Let's get these stairs off. Very gently get in there, and we'll cut anything. Just see if they're tied in with the stringers.
Okay.
Nice and gentle. Take it apart, because the last thing we want to do is have to rebuild them. They're fine. We can work with this. All right, let's go. Straight across. We'll pull up all the asphalt.
Basically here you're into what they call pit run. You're dealing with sand, gravel, large stone, anywhere from 2-inch right up to, you can get a boulder the size of a small car if you dig far enough.
So it's a lot of stone,
Yes.
less dirt.
Yes. In this particular area, you're in an old wash area from what they call Cougar Creek. And over the years, back in the early 1900s, this used to be a wash area. So the creek used to wash all the material down through the mountains.
No way. You gotta be kidding me.
Pretty sure, bud.
I need to speak to the building inspector.
You want to get hold of him?
Yep. This is impossible.
I just had to let Holmes know that these are possibly sitting on the slab. What they need to do, ICFs need to go down to a footing. It doesn't look like they did that. To me, it looks like they went right on this slab. As you can see, they shimmed it up and everything to get everything level. So he's a little pissed. This wall is also sitting on a slab.
It's definitely not 4 feet deep, especially beneath that.
I know that slab there is 6 inches. It's thick, but I have the building inspector coming up.
We need to speak.
McCall? Okay. Just let you know that is sitting on the slab.
Scares the hell out of me.
Me too.
Hold off on this. Let's find some wood out front. Structurally support this from on top of this wall here.
Okay. 53 7/8.
The rocks in there are unbelievable.
Well, I see weeping tile.
You? I don't see it in the ground though.
I see the weeping tile, that little round dot by the footings on both sides. Not to mention, since it's in the writing, typical foundation wall with good drainage and weeping tile. I guess maybe here they don't think they need drainage because there's so much stone.
Well, Larry had an interesting point about drainage with the type of soil with all the rock that it's almost a natural.
No, I'm not going to argue that.
But it's on
I'm
the
also
plans.
not going to argue the plans.
Yeah.
These are the stamped drawings from the government. The easiest way out of this is to drop that wall on both sides of the doors. That wall, since it's too high, you're going to hit your head here anyways. When we do stairs, like that was just stupid in the plans.
Yeah.
Take up this pad at this door. Run all new drainage underneath that ties in and goes beyond the other door. We're gonna have to do some parging repairs. Obviously, we know we're doing a proper foundation coating on this. A sprayed
Pressure
foundation
washing,
coating
yeah.
over ICS.
Yeah.
And tell me that's minimum coat out here, and I'm going back home.
Well, the ICF guy is standing right here. And
Tell me that's not minimum coat.
That is the minimum.
Are you
code.
kidding me?
No, the code is spray on
Even on ICF?
on ICF.
I understand the concrete, but what's it doing on the ICF? It's doing nothing.
No, damp proofing is a very open-ended situation. It's a problem.
Can of worms. One thing leads to another. In this world of renovations, contracting, one thing leads to another.
We thought he was trustable, which really shook us. I think that was one of the difficulties we had, was that We no longer trusted our ability to decide if someone was trustable or not.
So we've come up with a way of doing this, and I don't think I have time to wait for the building inspector, so we're gonna take this wall down, we're gonna take this wall down behind you, we are gonna pull out this floor pad here, which the really funny part about this drain is it goes into nowhere. It goes into the ground because they like it here, that it drains easily, they say. We need 4 inches underneath that door. That's right on the slab. We need 4 inches, okay? What happens when that floods? That goes in the house. That's why we need 4 inches. We're hoping it doesn't go over 4 inches. It's supposed to go down that drain and stop here at this big pit hole, supposedly that they had dug. The height of underneath the deck to the top down here where the concrete curb is to create stairs going down, we have a height issue. We need 6'8", right? Head clearance so you don't hit your head. This is too high. Bottom line, I don't have a choice. I have to fix this one way or the other because we are bringing the inspectors in. This is unacceptable. That's unacceptable. To me, the foundation coating is unacceptable. We'll do a proper coating so it doesn't leak. We'll fix that tie-in where the ICFs meet the pressure-treated foundation. We are gonna have to pull this up. You know, I've got 2 weeks. 2 weeks, let's come up with a plan, fix it. So now I'm gonna tell the guys to get the jackhammer out and let's go to work.
Makes me absolutely sick. They go through the trouble of putting rebar, making it really solid, and they don't even do it properly at the footing. It just doesn't make any sense to me. This is going to be nuts to take apart. All they have to do is put a proper footing, bring it out a little bit. It's absolutely insane.
We have architectural controls in our little subdivision. The roofs have to match, you know, the same height. So we showed him and we're very insistent that the roofs match. And I'm coming along the road and I'm thinking to myself, I can see something poking over the top of the roof. What is that? And as I'm getting closer, I realize it's the roof trusses of the addition are sticking up above my existing roof. And his response was really interesting. It took me back and I didn't know what to say to it. He was like, oh, don't worry, Yvonne, it's your house is just weird. And I was thinking, my house is weird? So he came in a panic saying that it was gonna cost him at least $10,000 or more to fix it. And he didn't wanna fix it. What could we do? Couldn't we compromise? So if we accepted that he didn't have to remove all the trusses and rebuild the roof, he would redo the shingles of the whole roof, and he would then, since he was touching the gutters, change the gutters. And we said he'd have to get it approved by the Architectural Control Committee. And if the Architectural Control Committee approved it, and he got a letter saying that they approved it, then we would compromise.
They had some ice and water shield on here, but there were spots that were missing, and you know, it just wasn't a real good job, that's for sure.
It's probably the only thing that saved it from actually leaking into the house.
Absolutely. They had one of the valleys here, had nails right in the center of the valley. They had some flashing with no plywood underneath, so there's a big hole under there. So, I mean, it was a leak waiting to happen.
Well, the valley, I think, where the two roofs meet, the shingles and the underlayment is lifted up so that you can see right into the wood sheathing of the roof, which was an ideal place for birds to make nests and wasps to try and create nests.
You know, they sealed some of the plumbing flashing, which you can't, you know, put caulking on rubber. The rain lines were crooked. I mean, there was just a lot of things wrong with his roof.
Hindsight is always great. With my hindsight, I wouldn't have budged 1 inch.
So we're gonna do all new east trough and downspout?
Absolutely. All the east trough and downspout. Putting Harmony shingles on here, 35-year fiberglass shingles.
Awesome.
All drip edge. Replacing
Awesome.
all the flashings, which should have been done in the first place. It's gonna look fantastic, I think.
Look at the view. Yeah, just put me in a helicopter, put me on top, give me a few days. If I don't come back, call the bears, because they probably ate me. guys have come all the way out from Vancouver to help us seal this foundation. This is minimum code. I'm blown away by this. Tell me it's not minimum code in Vancouver.
Yeah, it is minimum code.
So I see I've sprayed the black crap on and it's watertight.
Yeah.
It's not watertight.
No, it's not watertight, no.
Okay.
And it shouldn't be allowed, really.
No, but you don't do it that way.
No, no, no.
Now, is that a rubberized product?
Yeah, it's an environmentally friendly polymer modified asphalt, and it has a water carrier, so it's water-based. And when it's sprayed on with a catalyst that sets it instantly, so we have no leaching or runoff.
Okay.
And in about 2 minutes after it's sprayed, it's somewhat firm.
Is there a recommended amount to spray on it?
60 mils wet. It'll cure to 40 to 42 in that range. And on this particular site, we'll probably be putting a little more on because of the dig up and some of the imperfections that were realized.
Okay, how long is this going to take?
Probably take about 20 minutes to spray it. We'll have that set for, half an hour or so. Just let some of the bleed water come out of it, the water that will come out of it. And then we'll apply the dimpled membrane, the super seal membrane to it, and cap it off, and it'll last the house.
So we're gonna put the flashing in. It's probably a wise move to add some more building paper on this, eh?
Definitely, double layer building paper.
So we're gonna come off the fascia board with the flashing underneath. It's gonna drip out. Down past your barging, and then we're gonna add another flashing over
on the bottom, on the super seal.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What he's doing is removing the end plate here that is just really for appearance because our actual end of the joists are at this side. He's making sure he takes advantage of the building paper that wraps up underneath, puts in the tar paper, comes down to a flashing that we see over top of the super seal. No matter how we look at it, rain continues to come down and not penetrate.
Wow. Trench out? Why don't we just tackle it? Get it done.
I'm gonna have to say yes to that. Come right through here, replace the pad, continue on down the line, and we'll bring it right into here. This little wonderful little weeping system here goes into the drain over there. We'll make it natural. Instead of bringing it close to that, which I want nothing to do with, we'll bring it into this and let nature take its course and bring it to the
Drains right there.
The drains. This is just a great example of, I guess, someone's mind thinking, this will work. Don't worry, this is great drainage. Man, I always say, let's keep the water outside of our house. All we're doing is putting a drain so that when it gets wet on that concrete, it has somewhere to go, right? Well, where's it going? It's going under the pad. It's going into some stone and hoping to hell that it never rains that much. Because if it does, well, it already did. It backed up on that side, went underneath the door. So if it does it there and it continues down here, it's gonna back up and go underneath this door. And then, okay, we can just curve that back in and bring it into where we want it. Everything's gonna be just to start at this point. When we get the laser level, we're gonna bring her down. We're gonna use the beeper, the signal, as to our depth to make sure we have a run. I would say 1 inch per 8 feet is plenty. I'm happy with that.
For those of you who are watching the blast, we're blasting 108 holes, about 41,000 tons.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good.
Let's do it.
Paper comes over,
We'll tape it.
tape it, and it's a sealed deal.
Hey, I like that. You don't mind if I use it, do you?
No.
It's a sealed deal. Out here, Calgary, Canmore, there is a boom happening that is unbelievable. Everyone and their brother has come to this area to do construction.
It would rain, and then it would just puddle like mad. And then it would
And it wouldn't go down.
Wouldn't go down.
15 by 15 addition to the home. but for $90,000, it should be perfect. The roofers are up there. Jason, he tells me everything he saw on the roof, he's totally surprised it has not leaked yet.
Looking back on it, there were so many times we should have stopped.
Main reason I'm taking these walls out is because they are not even minimum code. With the grade that pushes against it, that this wall acts as a retaining wall, it's not good enough. It's not tied in. There are no footings underneath it.
Educate yourself, and if anything feels wrong, stop it right then and there.
Instead of doing a retaining wall in concrete, we are going to do a stone wall. So we're gonna bring in big stones from the quarry. We're gonna pile them up across the end, which is gonna change the whole design here. Just outside of Canmore is a rock quarry, and I get to pull the trigger on 41,000 tons of rock that I'm gonna be using for the retaining wall. So 41,000 tons of stone is what we're going to blast?
Exactly, that's what we're going to blast.
Okay,
It took a week to drill, took 8 hours to load, and it's gonna take 2.5 seconds to blast.
Yeah, we'll be ready in 5 minutes. Yeah, Alex, let me know when you guys are in position. I will.
We time them every 25 milliseconds. So there's 25 milliseconds delay per hole and 42 milliseconds delay per row, which give us like a really tight pattern, but there's long enough so that every hole don't go at the same time.
And so 25 milliseconds, there's 1,000 milliseconds per second?
Exactly.
Wow.
Luke, we are in position. You can proceed. Okay, the quarry is all secure.
We have to wait for the confirmation, radio confirmation from my assistant that the quarry is clear. And then when we're ready to proceed, there's a procedure to follow with control room.
Okay.
Blasting siren, fire in the hole on the radio, and we proceed. So,
okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, the purge is on. Thanks.
You just remove the safety and let it go.
Okay.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. Are you kidding? It's my birthday.
Is Mike Holmes doing the shot? Yes, sir. Ask him if he's got a permit. Okay, the quarry is all secure. Fire in the hole.
That was great, man. Happy birthday.
Holy cow.
Unbelievable,
Now
eh?
that was a blast. That stone's kind of heavy. Look at my pickings. And he just like comes over and grabs them and puts them in the back of the truck. Like it's nothing. Wait till you see us trying to put these in place. Oh man. Tight fit, eh, Larry? Okay, whoa. Put her down slowly. Good.
What I use now is a pre-mixed material here. And this I use for convenience and also for consistency.
I'm looking forward to this. I want to see how you do it.
What we've got to do is we've got to basically spread a flat coat on top of what's there. And then I'll come back after that and texture on top of that.
With a third coat?
Yes. A flat coat and then the texture goes on top of that after it's
That
set.
makes sense.
After it's set slightly.
That makes sense. So you probably end up doing the whole front, work your way back.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. How fast is it drying?
It'll dry fast because of the suction of that base coat. It'll suck the moisture right out of it. By the time I get to the end, I can come back here and texture.
We need to dig this hole, get the weeping tile in. We're going to pour a 3.5-inch run based on your mark down there.
Yeah.
A 3.5-inch drop to this point.
Okay.
So we need to incorporate that in the pad that comes across. So if your weeping tile comes right down that line, you can then bring it in and tie into the side of this. Okay, make sure that it's level as hell.
Yep.
Do a rough rake right now, get it to where you're happy, and then tamp the hell out of it, all right?
Okay.
I've got to go fix something. I'll be back.
Some questions answered. Please don't right away yet.
I don't know, you look kind of nervous.
Well, I ride a lot of tractors.
Weirdest thing I've ever seen on a construction site in my whole entire life.
Yippee-ki-yay. Well, okay, Pilgrim. I tell you, was that weird or what? That was like 2 horses out of the blue, 2 dogs come and sing happy birthday to me. She lassoed me on the corner. She told me to get off the horse, and then she lassoed me. Look how it's all around us, eh? It's almost like we got this little umbrella right here. And I hope that umbrella stays open.
We've totally surface ground the whole deck, even though it's brand new plywood. And then we're now prepping it with floor leveling compound. All the impressions in the plywood and knot holes and such. We're filling those in so they'll all be tabletop smooth. And then we get the flashing on the wall, and then we start to put the membrane down.
Now we're gonna have to start cutting 2 risers based on our width. All right, 58 1/4. So let's cut them at 58 1/4, Petey. You're gonna do your 45 on the bottom and our riser height. Once we have those, we're able to manipulate everything else, okay? Easier rain. Even in the West, I get her drill.
Let's contact cement. We put it onto both surfaces. We let the solvents flash off, and then once it's flashed off, we flip the Duradeck out, and then flip the other side up and continue on.
That looks mean, and that looks meaner than anything I've seen today. You want me to tarp you in now?
Pretty darn close.
Let's pull these screws out. Let's get this tarp down quickly.
Great.
What we're doing here is breaking memory of the Duradeck. It's manufactured as a sheet good in a flat state. So we're actually heating it up almost to a liquid state and bending it back over the edge of the deck and reforming it to a 90-degree angle so that it won't tent and bulge up over the corner again. I'm actually blowing the heat right up underneath onto the deck surface as well so that it's heating up the contact cement so that it'll stick at its best.
Nice. We're ready. Let's go. Perfect.
Like an ape. Give me a bit more slack, like hold my wrist. That's it. You guys drop me?
You might be good. A lot going on, last day, as usual. The rain, we're fighting it. It's on our side. That umbrella's still over this house. I'm trying to stay under it. We do have the asphalt guys coming in today. That makes me very happy. The grass is going in. A nice amount of topsoil on top. Lay the sod green side up. I like saying that. It's just something I do. Finishing off the fence. Hopefully by 1 o'clock, we start the cleanup. The rails are going in today. The concrete's all done. Trying to stay off it. It's still probably just a little soft. Looks great. Actually, it looks really good. See what happens when you put a bunch of guys together that work hard and care about what they do? Things get done. I want to thank you so much for coming in to help us here. I like this tool.
It's a great tool when it's been raining for 2 days in the valley.
So we're a little bit clumpy together,
Yeah.
then you just whip through it, cultivate it,
Yeah, get it
break
loose.
it, roll it. You roll it first, eh?
If you put 6 inches of soil in, it'll compress too much if you don't roll it a bit first. So we'll roll it, lay the sod, and then after we'll give the sod a roll again.
Build this up one more. I didn't want to, but I have to just because we don't want the driveway running this way. So what we're doing is cutting a 6x6 to go from here to here, leaving this as an edge so when the asphalt comes up, it actually pins it and holds it.
Reveal day, man. Everything's in a rush. Everything's going great.
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
We do.
All right, I'll get the other piece.
Feel the heat off that? It's actually cool today. It's been so hot. And right now, I'm kind of saying warm. We want to lay it around 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is hot stuff. Don't move. Sorry, you grab the other one? Yeah. I'm just gonna help you temporary right now. Put it where you want it. Careful where you put that glue. That's it. I'm gonna keep our braces here until we've bolted. Okay, we're gonna do 2 the same way and then get the other 2 in, please. All right. We're almost out of here. Can we try for an hour? 1 hour. Sure. Done, 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 done. Okay. It works. This has been a journey. Coming out here, helping this family, 2 beautiful people, their son, Simon. I didn't get a chance to really see the sights. We worked from morning till night. We met great people that stepped up to the plate to help us help this family. We ruined your driveway, so we gave you a new one.
It's
great.
Fabulous.
Looks great.
It's a little bigger, eh? Look, I think you can get about, I don't know, 6 vehicles in here.
Yeah. Parking lot going.
Super easy. Yeah.
Now that it's raining, it's probably a good thing that I brought in my roofers and put up a whole new roof because I remember him talking that I can't believe it didn't leak. But they were good enough to put up a 35-year shingle, all brand new east troughs and downspouts. Just being here, how many people have come up to me and said, "Oh, can you stay here? There's problems galore." I know there's problems galore. There's a boom here. Everyone wants something done. That means everyone and their families and brothers and cousins are gonna come here to make some money. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But at least do it right. I had my wonderful guys at Super Seal come in here and we totally dug all this up with Larry's help, who is actually helping from beginning to end. I meet this guy named Larry. He's sitting on the tractor when I show up. I didn't know that he had taken a week off of work, his vacation time, to come help me. And then he stayed another week. So 2 solid weeks, this guy worked as hard as we did, morning till night. When we sealed everything, we put up a sprayed rubber membrane, about a 1/4 inch thick sprayed rubber membrane. And just think about it as an elastic band right around your foundation. And I highly recommend this when it comes to an ICF foundation, because the spray coating does not make it waterproof. As you know, it leaked in the corner here, and it came in under the door down there, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Which we also addressed. We found a great guy in the neighborhood named Russ. As a matter of fact, you knew him. In 1994, he was the guy, the original guy that did the parging here.
Yeah.
He came back and parged it. If you can see that we have flashing underneath the rim board and flashing underneath the parge. What that does is to ensure that no water can bypass that system and get beyond it. They came from what? Vancouver? Calgary? I mean, they came from everywhere to come help us. These guys are the ones you want to hire. These guys are the good guys. They're the guys that they care. We didn't get to the painting because what I wanted to do was seal all your cracks, make sure that we painted everything up, but I did find a painter who is very good, and he's going to come back because we cannot paint it if it's wet. It'll only peel off. He's going to come back and he's going to paint your whole house.
Oh my.
I couldn't find anybody, not because, you know, anything against them. They were just so busy. I mean, there's so much building going on. And our project actually wasn't that big, and they just didn't have the time. They were just so busy. So that they took this time out of their busy schedules. Just, we're so happy to live here.
We found a fine gentleman after we demolished your backyard. He came in and resodded everything and planted a couple more shrubberies that we actually ruined. So he's a good guy. His name is Alex. I love the guy. Very good. The concrete system that I already showed you before would not have passed code, and it didn't. So we removed it all. It took us 3 days to jackhammer that out. What we did do, through the help of Larry, I actually went to the quarry myself, hit the trigger, and blew 41,000 tons of stone. We then selected our stone. I went and picked every stone. And then we made you a stone retaining wall, which we're gonna go down and see it. A little bit of a rock garden. So if you wanted to do anything in here, you can. But for me, this looks good.
It's great.
It's
Up
really
on
good.
top, we brought in the Duradeck guys. Guy is his name. He's really good. He put down a new membrane. Now, my hope was to stop as much water from going down there as possible. We've created a drainage system right from your door. When I go down and show you, right through your backyard. We broke up the sidewalk down there, right out to the drains to control anything that goes down there. It will go out and not in your house. How do you like the rails?
Very nice, very clean. And low maintenance, right?
You don't have to paint them.
Good.
Over top of the door, we created a dormer. Now, I did not finish the underside like the front because to me, it matched this.
Oh, yeah.
If you want it painted, you can go ahead and paint it, but I truly like it the way it is. We had to put in new stairs. We put in a proper drainage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a wonderful looking drain.
Oh.
I
And
really like
this
it.
is a proper drain, okay? We have a weeping tile that runs right across the stone. On this side, we have contoured this concrete walk, which, as far as I'm concerned, should have been done this way in the first place. Why not be able to walk right out? Looks good, eh?
This looks absolutely wonderful.
Wow.
And the rocks look great. And to know that they came just from over there, and Mike blew them up for us, is fabulous.
Standing here looking back at it, looks damn good, doesn't it?
It looks fabulous. I never, ever thought I'd see it finished. The whole crew was great, and you guys worked so hard. Everybody worked such long hours. I really appreciate it.
We just made it. I leave tomorrow. I'm very happy. The rain, we got really lucky. It just seems that I took you outside of the house when it was pouring and it stopped. So someone's on our side, and I don't know who that is, but I hope you're happy.
I am
I'm
so
very happy.
happy. In Japanese, we'll say, domo arigato
Domo
gozaimasu.
arigato. Thank you, Mike.
Very,
My
very
pleasure.
much.
My pleasure.
Thank you very,
Absolutely.
very much. Yeah.
Well, at least now I can go home and help someone else. This is how I get paid.
Just so wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Keep smiling.
Bye-bye. I'm just going to keep crying. I'm just so happy.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Do it like right here? Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, let the door stop.